Hey guys, what's up? It's razmac here. We're bringing you the very second podcast here. It's the CyberGamer Xbox podcast brought to you by Twilife and myself. I am razmac. We're going to introduce the panel first off. So we've got Twilife with us today. Say hi, mate.
Hi guys, how's it going?
And we've got Mauseum.
Hey guys.
And we've got the guy who was meant to be in the first podcast, but he fell asleep and Days completely dogged him and could have called him up.
I woke up today.
Yeah, so Kritikal's finally woken up, so it's good to have you here.
Yep.
We're also trying out something different, and we've flown in a special guest from America. His name is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Say hi.
Hi.
And we've also got some guests for you guys today. We have got Roguey. Say hello.
Hello.
We have got Aleks.
Howdy.
And we have got Katiee as the token girl.
Hey guys.
Alrighty, so basically I'll just go through what the topics we've got for you today. We'll start off with a panel and guest introductions of the people you haven't met yet. We'll do the CyberGamer update from Twilife. I'll bring you guys the YouTube update. There'll be a Gears of War discussion. There's me talking to Katiee about being a girl gamer, and we've got the COD finals predictions for Search and Destroy as that's all kicked off. And then we'll finish up with Q&A from the community, which is all those questions you guys asked us. So I'm sure that's going to be really interesting to listen to. So I hope you guys enjoy the cast, and we'll get stuck into it. So we'll start off with the first panel introduction, which is Critical Motion. So take it away, mate.
Yep. Hey guys. Well, my name is Critical Motion, and most of you just know me as Critical. I started gaming mainly on PC. I got an Xbox on release though, and I didn't start playing that until I broke my wrist. So I started playing Xbox. I played the COD 4 beta, and I met a guy called Aleks, and I joined a team called DB40, Death Before Dishonor. We started playing on the Xbox. Most of you probably know that as well. Pretty much TDM pros, top of the Aussie Xbox level. But then I joined Kill Army Elite for a while, but just before that got starting, GOW Games was starting up. And I decided that rule set was terrible, so I went to PC and started playing PC. And that's when I found CyberGamer, and Xbox wasn't there yet. But we did pretty well on PC, it wasn't bad. And then the Xbox section popped up one day, and I was interested, and I found out it was made by the guy who I recruited into DB4D, RJ Oz. So a bit of connection there, and I ended up becoming the first mod and admin on CyberGamer for Xbox. I helped start it up, helped RJ with a lot of shit. First rule sets and all that stuff. Was still on PC at that stage, but then I moved back to Xbox, started playing for Nexus, Duke's team, which was pretty much DB4D, and most of DB4D went on to become admins and stuff, so you know most of them. But then I joined Frey, and we played GOW Games and a heap of other stuff. That was good days, those guys. But we mainly stuck to COD 4, didn't play COD 5. And when MW2 came out, we decided to move on from Frey, and we became Insurgency. And we played CGI, but I stopped playing halfway through, so I was too busy, became second. And then Black Ops started up, and I came back, and we became Cactus Down, greatest name ever. And we won the CGO season. No, it's not. And then CGI started, had a okay season, came second, some random, some guy. Unlucky.
You're very proud of yourself.
We got picked up by Mindfreak during that time, and besides that, went to ACL, won my first LAN, great, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Just a question with you became very first admin with RJ. What was RJ's idea of a good rule set? Was he like trying to copy PC, or was that only your idea? Or
the PC thing was sort of, he wanted it to be. It was his idea, and I did encourage it because I did believe at that stage, especially in COD 4, that S&D should be the most competitive game type. So I did drive behind that as well. Yeah, because PC was such a far beyond us then.
Yeah,
we were tiny. We were just setting up. GOW Games had been S&D, so most people knew what S&D was like. And we took that and changed it into more of a PC feel with, removing all the crap that GOW Games had. But yeah.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for that.
What?
We'll take it to the guests now, and we'll get them to introduce themselves. So, we'll introduce Aleks, which is the new Gears of War admin alongside Roguey. But we'll introduce Aleks first. So everyone, clap him in.
No.
Go, Aleks. You got this,
Cheers.
bro.
Cheers, guys. Alright,
You're a terrible admin.
my name's Aleks. I'm 18 and I'm a uni student from Melbourne. I've been gaming for quite a few years now, since the launch of the original Xbox, I suppose. Got that when I was fairly young. Played a lot of stuff on that, first Halo, the other second one, your RPGs like Knights of the Republic, stuff like that.
Oh, brilliant.
Then got into the 360 when it came out. More specifically relating to Gears, I got the Gears game when it first came out, the first one. For a full year, I played that probably just casually. Actually, back then I used to play under the game tag Ellipsis. Might ring a bell to some people. I just played for fun.
Did you get that from the James Bond movie?
Actually, I did, but I spelt it completely wrong.
Is that intentional, or was it to look?
No, I tried to spell it right, but just didn't put any thought into it and got it wrong.
Yeah, funny story about spelling gamer tags wrong. My original gamer tag, Silent Rogue, I spelled silent wrong, at the time.
How do you manage that?
Yeah, that was very well played, actually.
Anyway, I played the game casually before, probably in the later years, actually, passed through, the prime time of Gears competitive. I started to get to know some of the better players and worked my way up from there and played essentially what was just left of the game until Gears of War 2, which, as most of you should know, was an absolute abomination. The game was just, broken. Competitive really didn't work out that well after I believe those who played in the GOW Games tournament, I think that was about it. The only really bit of serious competition it got.
I played in that one.
Anyway, eventually, when it tried to revive itself a bit on CyberGamer, I played in that. Teamed up with Rogue in the Pinata Pals. We did all right. Apart from that, I've played other games here and there, Halo and Call of Duty, I guess. Mainly Modern Warfare 2. I was in a team briefly. A team with Tweaker, Migrant, Britty, Liquid Flame, and Spades, I believe. We didn't do too well. Obviously, it was just CGO. And, I have tried playing ACL Halo as well, but not doing too well there either. Get into a team or anything. Halo. But, just sampling a lot of the competitive scenes on the other shooters, really. And essentially just milking what's left of the Gears games until the release of the third one now, which I really hope to get into and to attend my first proper LAN where I'll get to play in and stuff like that. So, yep.
Awesome.
Not really much to say as far as I'm concerned. I haven't played a whole lot of competitive gaming, but I hope to really bring it in to the picture with Gears 3.
Awesome. We hope you do too. Alright, so thanks for that. We'll introduce the next guest, which is another Gears of War admin. He is Roguey. Everyone clap him in to make him feel welcome.
Hello. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Keep going. I need more applause than that, man. That was... Come on. Man, I've been gaming since the Super Nintendo, playing Metroid Prime, I think it was, or was it just Metroid at the time? I can't really remember. But I got introduced to it by a family friend. And this is a funny story. I remember I went over to his house, and I think I was just playing, and he wasn't there. And I think I deleted his save. And I was so scared. Oh, my God. I was like, Mom, we have to get out of here. I want to go home. Because he wasn't home yet. And I'm like, he's going to kill me as soon as he finds out I've deleted his save. And, oh, man, I was so scared. So I don't think I ever went back there, because I was scared that he would kill me. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Good times. The Xbox started when I originally had like the Nintendo. I played games like Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, and all that, and I was like, oh, I love my GameCube, it's so much fun, Double Dash, yeah, man. And I wasn't really into first-person shooters. I thought they were just the stupidest games ever made. I'm like, James Bond, what do you do, just shoot each other? That's nothing. So I never considered playing shooters. I never considered myself an FPS kind of guy. So once my friend showed me Halo 2, I was like, this is a piece of shit. Like, this isn't fun at all. You just keep killing me over and over again. I'm not having fun. I don't want to ever play this again. And then when I finally did buy my Xbox, he lent me Halo 2, and I played the campaign. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is all right. This is all right. And kind of got into it. Then, because I'm such an athletic figure, I would wag sport every Tuesday and come back to my house with my friends and would LAN up our 2 original Xboxes and play System Link Halo 2. Have about 6 of us over every week, and we would just, eat junk food and play Halo. Really good fun, really good fun.
Exercise.
And it was like, because I think we did tennis, and I don't think we ever went to it, so it was pretty good.
Awesome. Tennis is fun.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next door. Pretty close.
But what really got me into gaming was about in year 9, a place called X-Link opened up at real nearby to where I lived. It was like, it's a drive away, maybe like a 20-minute drive. And it had 32 Xbox 360s, all system linked up with 52-centimeter high-definition TVs. It was absolutely beautiful. It was this big arena spectacular-looking thing. It had cash tournaments for Call of Duty, Halo, FIFA, all the best games that you could imagine. They had like a special room in the back with a huge plasma and surround sound where you could go and play your RPG games. It was incredible. Man, I remember going there every weekend, 5 hours. You do a LAN party that went from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m., and man, it was the best. It was absolutely incredible. So
you didn't like it there?
No, it was a waste of my time and money. I didn't meet any friends at all. And speaking of friends, I met a lot of like my best friends there. Like I've kept contacts with them over the years, and it was amazing. So anyway, apparently I should get to Gears. All right. For year 9, I studied a subject called work experience as an elective, and we had to do a week of work experience, and I chose X-Link. And one of the days...
So your subject went for a week?
Yeah. I was sitting there, and he's like, we got some new games in, Call of Duty 3, and this new one called Gears of War. I'm like, Gears of War? I haven't heard of that. Is it any good? So we broke out Gears of War for the first time ever, and like, what the hell are we doing? We're like, how do you jump, man? And then we'd see someone roadie running. We're like, how do you roadie run? Show me how to do that. Someone would pick up the sniper. Where did you get that, man? That looks sick. And you'd chainsaw someone and everyone would just go, cool. It was like no other game we'd ever played. And from that moment on, I was sold. Gears of War was my favorite game. The game that like single-handedly got me into competitive gaming. From then on, I've gone on to play Call of Duty, competitive Halo. But anyway, with X-Link, they started doing weekly tournaments for Gears of War, which I made my team called the Pinata Pals, which consisted of me, I'm Ubi, Torx, and Snaky Jakey. And we just went off our heads. We went so good. We were playing at such an amazing level. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm Ubi is... To this day,
probably the best player.
Don't be modest. Don't be modest.
I'm never modest. I was born to be modest. Anyway, to cut a long story short, we played Gears of War 1 competitively. We were pretty good at it. Like, we were never on top because we were too young. Like, I was too young to really challenge other teams, get scrims, and do stuff like that. I didn't understand it at the time. But anyway... we did Aussie Xbox for a while, then that got boring. Then we did GOT games when Gears 2 came out, then that got boring. But then CyberGamer, I don't know, I really liked the look of CyberGamer. It looked like a really proper site. So started going on the forum, started participating in the ladders, and then once Gears of War kind of settled down, once Gears of War 2 fell out of its very short prime, I was asked to become an admin with Deathly. And from then on, I was handling all the disputes, handling the forum stuff, while Gears of War was in the down section, just biding my time and waiting for Gears 3, knowing when it comes out, I'm going to get to influence this game.
I hear you.
Has he dropped out? He might have dropped out or something. Alright, well, we'll just move on with the next person then. I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, so, are you there, Katiee?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep, sweet as. Alright, so we'll start going with you. So, everyone clap around. Welcome to the first podcast for you.
First of all, I'd like to apologise in advance because my microphone, it's the only one I could find, unfortunately. But basically about me, I'm 15 years of age. My name is obviously Katiee, and I'm currently living in Brisbane, although I was born in Canberra. I'm still actually at school at the moment, at high school, but I work on weekends just to get a little extra pocket money to go out with friends and stuff. With my gaming history, when I was really young, I started playing PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it was my brother's console. And then one day my brother got an original Xbox, followed by an Xbox 360. I used that, and I used to play Halo with him, but then I got Call of Duty. Well, one of my neighbours got World at War. And I went to his house and played it, and I kind of enjoyed it, so I ended up getting the next COD, and then the next one after that. And then Black Ops. My first clan was KPF, which stood for Critical Trigger Finger, the best name ever. The clan was run by Hyper, who was the Xbox head mod, the old one. I believe he's quit though now.
Yep.
But since then, I've been in
around.
quite a few teams, quite a whore for that matter. But the last team I was in was Devious, which was run by Skinsy, but I'm pretty sure he's having another baby now, so he quit again. But I'm not in a Black Ops team at the moment, actually, because as you all should know, I recently got admin, so I don't think I'd have enough time. So I just spend my time moderating the forums and doing my job, I guess. But that's all about me, to be honest.
Awesome. It's good to have you here. We will move on with the next part of this podcast. So thanks for everyone for introducing themselves. But the next part is the CyberGamer update with Twilife. So take it away, buddy.
Alright, guys. Just for starters with the gears, the Rego is going to be tonight at about 7 o'clock. That's when we'll pretty much open up the ladder to the public, and teams will be able to move themselves over from the team directory or just create a whole new team. During this period, which will only last 2 days because the ladder will go live on Tuesday, but during that you won't be able to challenge. But during that time also, like Roguey, Aleks, all the other admins, they'll be nutting out another rule set. Well, the current one they have, trying to perfect it a bit more. That's about it for gears at the moment until we move on to later. We've got FIFA 12 coming out really soon, which is the 29th. From what people have said, the demo seems to be awesome. Can't say I've played it myself, but it could be looking for good things for the game.
I've been playing it heaps, and I know not many people here play FIFA, but they've actually done a lot of tweaking with the ball physics, and it looks absolutely immaculate compared to the previous ones. You actually, on the previous ones, if a ball was moving across your body and you tried to kick it at long range, it wouldn't really curve very much. But now you get all the curve and wobble through the air really crazy. So there's going to be some awesome goals that people will be able to get, and they've increased a lot of the abilities with the players to for what they can actually do with their mobility, and the defending's changed a lot, which it's made it a lot more you actually have to try and defend. It's not as computer controlled as what it used to be, so it should be a really awesome game, especially if it's competitive.
I think
yeah, it should be.
they're gonna have FIFA 12 at ACL Brisbane. Actually, I think it comes out 2 days before.
Yeah,
so if you're going to ACL.
Yeah.
Have a look there.
Yeah, it's something we've got to focus on a bit more. I think it just gets a little neglected simply because it's an individual ladder. It's not really much of a team thing. But that's something we just got to look into a bit as well. But moving on, BF3, the beta comes out the same day as FIFA 12. It does, to the public. But on the 27th, you're able to get it a bit earlier if you had Medal of Honor. You get the early access codes.
A lot of people have.
I did buy it.
I know.
I didn't. I liked that game. It just lasted 2 weeks.
What date was the beta out, sorry?
It's the 29th, open to the public. I think it's going to run
Might
the
get
10th
it.
of October. The last thing I saw. The game does look like it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I hope it is. Because
Battlefield are always good about having a beta out. They've had one for nearly all their titles, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot of them
Pretty
have.
sure.
Like, to be honest, the last ones I didn't fix it too much, just because
I usually
I think the
get
last
the
couple
beta.
didn't launch with the last couple didn't launch with Australian servers either, which didn't help.
Yeah.
But
EA
I'm not
servers.
sure if they have them
Great.
this beta.
I think it was more for like promotion of it rather than actual fixing bugs, like because they need to try and like Call of Duty doesn't need to have a beta because it's going to get the following no matter what.
Bad Company 2 was nowhere near as even as Battlefield 3 will be with COD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done
Yeah,
way
Bad
more.
Company 2 was a disappointment because I really enjoy the Battlefield series.
Okay. I played on PC. Not bad.
Oh, PC it should be fine, but on console it was kind of laggy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Battlefield
bit of
games
this.
on console, really.
Yeah, it's not designed for console. That's just how they look at it. They put it on console for the marketing schemes and everything, but in the end, the game's designed to be a computer game.
Yeah, interesting to see how it goes. But anyway, this week we've picked some new COD admins, one of them being here at the moment in Katiee. Basically there was a bunch of confusion as to why we got certain admins and shit like that. To summarize it really quickly, we pretty much set out to get specific types of people and what they can contribute. Like say Dazed, for instance, who was the rule set savvy, argumentative, kind of opinionated person we need to be able to try and get the point across when it comes to rule sets and tournaments and such. We wanted to keep 4v4 up and keep it back as much as possible and not give Oz all the work. So we grabbed Nefix, which is good to have. And then we got, say, Katiee and Stonecrow were more also rule set and administration kind of things, but also the worker bees, which is more kind of a behind the scene where they do, some may say, the menial tasks, but they're also probably the most necessary tasks.
Very important when you have useless admins
These
like
tasks,
me.
they're not going to do themselves.
It's pretty true, but like, say, with rule sets, that's about 2% of the role, if that. Like, it might take up, a rule set might take up
Which a majority
3
of it is discussed by the
98%.
community anyway.
98%
Yeah.
solving disputes. I think
Pretty much, like
looking now, there's like 100.
Yeah, that's just how it is. Like, we'll probably spend, in a year, maybe a month max on rule sets and stuff. Other than that, the rest is all the other tasks we have to do. Which is why we didn't just go and grab pro players, which I think everyone seemed to expect.
Which is kind of
It also doesn't help. Yeah, well, it also doesn't help that, like, pro players, they want to play too much that they can't do so much shit. Like, say, Crit got tired of it. He knows he doesn't want to do too much disputey kind of stuff anymore. It's just how it is. I think other players are feeling like that as well, even though Crit did all the crazy stuff in the beginning, as we know.
Well, even when we have, like, say, ODC or, like, the 1v1 finals, like, some of the pro players might be playing in those competitions, and we need people to run those competitions. Like, we can't just have someone playing and running the competition at the same time. Like, that would be awesome if they could, but it's just not what we can afford to do. We need
a lot of these pro players aren't suited to be admins anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But yeah, they won't have the time. I don't have the time to do most
Also
of it.
swear, if I may butt in, just like more recently, like on all games, but Call of Duty specifically, you've got a lot of younger players that have become like quite good. Like, I don't know, in the past, I didn't think a lot of young players were actually that highly skilled, but it seems like they are more so now.
I was
that
pretty
makes any
skilled.
sense.
I was young.
not as many.
Yeah. Did you hear my story, man? I was the best in the world when I was young.
I mean, like, actually quite pro as in going to the lands and stuff. Didn't think that was that big of a thing for younger players back then, but yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of on the cusp of becoming available for everyone, really. Like, try and do that kind of stuff. But moving on to the next little bit, just BOPS finals. We got Leagues finals and CGO finals for S&D, TDM, doubles, and CTF, which is just the top 8 in each. We'll get to those later, well, some of them with like predictions and shit. We've taken on board what Rich has started with this State of Origin. We're the admin team going to be backing it and running it as much as we can. At the moment, we're going to go with, say, 6 representative sides, which is, say, New South Wales, Victoria, WA, Queensland, New Zealand, even though they're a country and not a state, and an all-stars team in, like, South Australia, Tasmania, ACT, Northern Territory. We're going to try and run it really similar to the PC section, which is, say, they'll have captains of the states who will be chosen by the admin team. These captains, they choose their players for each team, like for their team, and as well as being like, they're going to have to pick 4 other core players as well as 3 reserves. We may have to get more reserves just because of the schedule we've set out, but we'll have to wait and see. And we'll also have a rule in place where, say, you can only have 2 Mind Freak players in New South Wales or something like that, just so it can't be completely dominated by it. Like, we might end up changing the rule to be you can have 3 Mind Freak players in a team, but only 2 can play at one game, which is just following with the PC thing again. It's not going to start till the end of the leagues. This could be around like the 24th of October, because I think ACL Brisbane's going to end up probably pushing back a couple of finals matches, and those were supposed to finish on the 18th. What we want to have for it is basically a week where, say, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, we have, say, 8 or 10 people in each team, and they'll just play a game each night and get it over and done with. Then the next week, it'll be finals, which is basically a top 4, and the top 2 of that top 4 will get a second chance, and the bottom 2 will not. That's pretty much it.
I think this is like the 7th time we've tried to do a State of Origin, but I think it's only the 2nd time it's been admin back. So hopefully people actually make the effort to show up this time.
Yeah, I think we've got a little bit of base to launch.
Yeah,
like, I think
much
the
more
first
players.
run we had like 30 people or something.
Yeah,
it's an exact. Yeah, it was just wasn't quite ready for
Everyone
it.
seems to wanted it. They want it. Just make sure you show up.
Yeah, they want it and then don't show. But it's if we want it to be run again, it's got to be successful. So in the end, as most things with CG, it comes down to the community and how you want to treat it and how awesome you want to be. But that pretty much wraps up the news with CG, at least from me. We'll give it to Mr. razmac because he's got some news about YouTube and the update coming out with that.
Thank you, Jared. Okay, so basically I'm just going to run through what's going on with YouTube. As most people have seen during the week that I put up an article about a new YouTube channel that we've put up. I just wanted to discuss the reason for that. I did try to make it blatantly obvious in the thread so that people wouldn't go, oh, why'd you do that? That was a dumb reason. Like, what's the point, sort of thing. But I'll just explain it a bit more. Basically, what had happened was, back in the day, I don't even know who sent it. I think it might have been Bioacid, or it might have been Zaffa or Queasy when one of them were in charge of the channel. Basically, they sent off a YouTube partnership application, and we got declined because we had too much third-party content. What third-party content is basically all of our highlights videos that we put up, that you put top 40 music to or well-known record artists. Basically, that comes up as it's actually someone else's content. They've produced that on, like, within their own means, and basically we have taken something they've created and we're passing it off as something that's our own. So that's what third-party content actually means. We had about 210 videos, and about 60 of them had third-party on them. So it wasn't like if we had 10 videos, we could have just gone, all right, no worries, let's delete them and move on. It was a third of our video source. So we had to make an executive decision, which was either to go, all right, well, we're happy with what we've done and we can't be bothered going any further to try and get something from this from the YouTube side of things, and just done nothing. We could have deleted all of the videos, which to be honest, as someone who has made videos like this, and I know Jared can back me up on this, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort for not much recognition, and for it to just get deleted would really piss me off. So, and I know that's what the other YouTube capcutters would think as well. So basically, we've decided to remove them from the main channel, start up a second channel. The main channel is CyberGamer.com.au, and the second one is CyberGamer.com.au2, just to make it basic and easy for everyone to remember. But basically, we've just moved all of the highlights videos across there that had third party, and what we're actually going to do is, because excuse me, because all of our highlights videos that we produce, you guys want music on them, otherwise you think that they're boring, which I totally agree. So we decided that we're going to keep putting those highlights videos up with third-party content on them, but we're just going to use that on the second channel so that it doesn't muddle up our opportunities on the main channel with third-party content copyright issues, because we could get in lots of trouble if we manage to get a partnership.
Are you allowed to have any at all?
You can, but they might ask you to take them down. If you got a partnership and you had a video with third-party content on that you were making money for, with that particular video, if the laws changed on that particular right of use for that particular third-party content, you can actually receive a YouTube strike, and once you get 3 strikes, you actually get your account deleted. So we don't really want to lose 3 years worth of hard work.
Of course not.
So yeah,
Actually,
go
trying
on.
to find a source that the StarCraft guys use. They have a heap of like unlicensed music.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find it. But I'll try and get onto that.
No worries. But we just sort of decided to keep going with that, and just it doesn't really matter in terms of the copyright on the second channel, and we'll just keep smashing out videos for you guys. Okay, so basically, what sort of content will you see on the main channel and what you'll see on the new channel? Well, what we're looking to bring as we build up towards the sort of November sort of Call of Duty sort of time, as everyone knows it, was using this sort of next month to ramp up our content. Obviously, we're doing podcasts. I do the podcast question during the week. Oh, that was Arnie who's sucking up there. Then we're going to do a midweek show, which I'm going to introduce 2 commentators to you shortly, and that's going to be run by those 2 guys, and I'll be looking to help them out. It's just looking to be like a 10-minute video showing off all the videos we do during the week, and just some little discussions in there. We're going to try and do some player interviews across all platforms. Not platforms, games. We're going to do 4v4 commentaries. We're not really going to worry about Black Ops. We're going to start doing them on Modern Warfare 3 release, because I'm sure everyone's over Black Ops by now. We're going to do 4v4 breakdowns and Search and Destroy breakdowns, which is basically we're going to review, like the commentators are going to review a performance of someone who goes huge in a game and show them what they did, and potentially get those guys to come on, and we'll ask them questions as to why they did what they did, and hopefully that helps people lift their game. And also we might do some tips and tricks, so like try and get some spawn nades and show people some good setups and stuff like that, to try and get some of the new teams that are out there who really have no idea what it's actually needed for a game. So that's basically what we're going to put on the main channel. The new channel is very undecided as to what we're going to do with it. Basically, the main purpose of it is highlights. I've been speaking to Twilife and Britt about this, and they seem to be quite unhappy to use public gameplay videos from what we've seen, and feel free to jump in, Jared. But basically, I really believe that there's a market on our community, and there's also people who don't play competitive who would be really interested to see public gameplay footage with commentary by people who are up and coming within our community. That's something that I would like to push with, and I know that people would enjoy it, as long as people bring out good gameplay with good commentary. I think that people would back that.
It's just a matter of balance, whether, like, when it comes to making videos, we've just got to balance it out so it's not, say, 80% pub, or
I've also got highlights of doing
competitive or something.
Highlight videos he does.
Yeah, sort of like that. But yeah, basically, like, there's a lot of upcoming commentators, you could say, that there's a few out there on the CyberGamer channel, and we could use this as a launching pad for them, and potentially, if the community likes them, then we could pick them up as a commentator on the main channel for actual competitive footage. So we could use it as a stepping stone sort of thing. That's what I'm looking at doing, but it's something we've got to really discuss as to where we want to take this second channel.
I think it'd be fine to do some public ones at the start of MW3, maybe.
Yeah.
As it's just still easing into the game. And
Yep.
then move on to, I guess, fours would probably be the main target for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of fours to pass.
Yeah, well, we're looking to really back fours and support that because it's something that we can market on a global scale, not just to CyberGamer. So.
I agree with you.
Okay, so I'll introduce the new commentators. I'm going to look to try and get a video up during the week with them introducing themselves properly. But basically the first one is Anzac. He's been on the site since July of 2009, so he's been around for a while. He's never really been a league player. He's sort of always hovered around the CGO level with Forsaken. He's a forum mod in the PC section, and he's mainly a commentator for Minecraft. If you want to check out his channel, I'm pretty sure it's Anzac in HD. But he is actually quite skilled with Minecraft, and he's attempting to do COD. His first video went up during the week, and he's still learning. So, learning how to commentate like for COD. So, please show him some support. Don't be rude to him about it. Everyone's learning, and obviously, the more commentators we have, the more footage we can get up of you guys playing, and we can get it to a high standard. So if you have any constructive criticism, be my guest and send him PMs and just show him some support. The second guy is Exerval or Vision, however you know him by. He's been with us since December of 2008. He's a platform mod, referee, and pug admin for the Xbox section, and he's very new to commentating. He basically, I don't know, he's the kind of guy who just wants to help as much as he can, and basically he's seen this and he's like, all right, well, I'll have a go at it. He sent me a 10-minute video commentating over a Bioacid video of, I think, Rapture playing, and basically he had a really good voice for it, and I think that I felt like I could mold him into a really good commentator, so look out for stuff from him, and same with him, like, show him some support, and eventually it'll pay off for you guys as we'll have a lot more commentators around to get your footage out. The channel direction. Basically, where we're going with the channel is, the main channel is we're trying to get either a machinima contract, or which will lead to YouTube partnership, or go flat out for a YouTube partnership. Basically, what that will enable for us is it means that we can get revenue for the videos we put up on Machinima or on our own channel, and also it will mean we have the ability to live stream like Bioacid does. So we could actually live stream random stuff or competitive stuff that we have on our site, or we could...
Or even this podcast.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. Everyone was asking for live streaming for this particular podcast, but we don't want...
Yeah, that'd be good.
We don't want to direct the attention away from the YouTube channel as such. We want you guys to back the YouTube channel so that we get... It looks and shows that it's actually being used by the community, so that it looks good from a machinima point of view and from a YouTube point of view. So we really need you guys to back it. That's why we've been getting onto this and completely revamping YouTube for you guys over the last couple of weeks. The importance of liking videos. Basically, we aren't at a level yet where we're getting millions of views, and that will never happen for a million reasons. But if we were to start getting views to a very high level on our stuff, it will impact it directly on the trends, and it will show what people are actually liking to view on YouTube. Another thing is it actually demonstrates that our channel is active and people are actually watching our videos, which is a huge thing. And also for the guys who are making it, we want to know what you guys think about what we're doing, and also because we're actually doing this for free, like, it's really nice to see that people like what you're doing, so it's really important to us that you do like it. I mean, if you're going to sit here, last podcast went for 53 minutes. I'm sure spending 5 seconds clicking the link of it onto YouTube and then clicking the like button, I'm sure like that's not really going to do much trouble for you guys. So it'd be really great if you guys could start doing that. I'll just talk about the statistics of the first podcast. We had a goal of 1,000 views inside a week, and this morning we hit about 1,300 views. So we're doing well above what we thought it would be like. But the sad thing was we only had 63 likes. But on a positive note, that was the most likes we've ever had on a video. So thanks for everyone who did that. But we really, I'm sure at least 500 of those views were just from people on CyberGamer on that main thread. So I'm sure, even if 20% of you or 30% of you voted, we would have got at least 100 to 150 likes on that. Yeah, really just take the time to please like the videos. We take the time making them for you. I just thought I would also say something that people might be interested in. It's a bit random, but we have a lot of different varying subscribers. I think it helps demonstrate that we are a global website now and a global channel. Basically, we've got 1,745 subscribers from Australia. We've got 152 from New Zealand. We've got 121 from the United States. We've got 60 from the UK, 24 from the Philippines, 21 from Canada, 16 from Germany, 15 from Malaysia, 17 from Singapore, and 11 from Sweden. So hello to our friends from Sweden.
Oh, my Swedish friend.
maybe Taves is listening. I don't know. But yeah, so basically we've got a total of 165,000 upload views now, which is amazing because I made a thread 6 months ago saying, congratulations, we've made 100,000 upload views. So we've pretty much done, 65% of what took us 3 years to reach 100,000 in 6 months. So that's amazing. The main countries those views are from, 126,000 of those views are from you guys in Australia. The next, or the biggest country outside of Australia is Europe. They've got 11,000 views from us. And in the US, they've got 10,000 views from us. So we are actually getting out there on a global scale, and it's time.
It's really good to hear.
Yeah. I don't think anyone really knew that. I'm sure a lot of people are scratching their head now going, we got subscribers to Sweden. So, yeah. So I hope, we really want you guys to back the channel, back the effort that we're putting in. I'm putting in a fuckload of effort for you guys to try and make this a success. Beep. So I hope you guys actually support it, because I'm putting a lot of my own time into this.
It's really not that hard either.
I know. It takes, a total of 10 seconds to subscribe and make a video.
And even a comment.
I know what I'll be doing after this podcast.
Yeah. Everything you do, the more you like it, the more you comment it, it's all going to go back into CG anyway, and it's going to make CG bigger. So
make your competitions bigger. It's
going to help you in the end. So.
It's our biggest advertisement to sponsors, to potential sponsors, to go, this is who we are, this is what we do, you need to sponsor us so you can get in on it too. And I didn't even mean for that to rhyme, so that was awesome.
Bonus!
Yeah, so...
that'll get a few more likes. Good work, Raz.
Cheers.
Definitely.
Okay, and basically... Where's Arnold Schwarzenegger? Aren't you pressing the buttons, Jared? I would have thought, where's the cookie code and stuff? Come on.
Son of a bitch.
It gets phased out every so often.
Yeah. Alright, well, and just something that I want to open up as a question to everyone in the community was, what would you like to see that wasn't mentioned in the content we could bring out in the main and new section? So get back to me with that. I would be really happy to hear some comments from people about that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it from the YouTube. That was my big mouthful, so... I'll give it off to Twilife as he's about to discuss Gears of War with the admins and co.
I'll try not to drop out this time.
Alright, guys. Yeah, I'd prefer that, but we'll see how we go. Well, basically we're just going to have a discussion about Gears of War. It's mostly going to be directed at Roguey and Aleks, being the admins, but of course anyone in the panel can chip in.
Hey.
You can throw comments in the threads and stuff. What?
I think
he said, hey.
I'm here.
Making sure you know.
Making sure.
Well, the first one to Aleks is basically what makes Gears so competitive and fun. Is it the gameplay? Is it how much skill it takes? Is it...
There's no claymore.
The fact that it's just better? Anything? Is that
there's
particular that makes it so appealing for you guys?
Alright, well, it's definitely the same as most shooters in the sense that, like all shooters, as you'll know, Halo and COD, they've got, I like to think there's like a fine line there's a fine line that marks like, the difference between understanding the game and mastering it, of course. So it's definitely, with Gears of War, it's definitely a fast-paced game. It's got, fast-paced gameplay, a lot of critical thinking involved.
What's your name?
Yeah, but what's most important about it is it's actually quite Rogue from earlier. He calls Gears of War like a beautiful dance, where each player moves with such finesse as they try to outstrafe and outshoot each other, which is, completely
No
true.
shotguns and dancing.
Yep, it's quite magical.
It's a unique dance. You've heard
It's
of
a
it.
new concept.
As far as competitive is
Mexican
concerned,
dancing.
it's a whole new level when it comes to things like Warzone execution. You can't afford to make petty mistakes as you only have one chance per round. You need to back up your team and play in unity, of course, and have your map control. And teamwork is essential in the sense that in these game types, just one player dying is just going to leave an opening for the other team where, you can take it for granted. You don't really think about it before it happens, but, as soon as you lose a player, things are going to start falling apart fairly easily if you don't, so to speak, if you don't fill the gaps. You go defend that position that you've just lost and stuff. So it's just it's a lot of critical decision making. You need to always play in unity. You need to play with your team. You need to make sure you're controlling your power weapons and your map control. And I guess that's what makes it so competitive. Of course, also, as I mentioned before, the game being like a dance, you've got to place your shots. You've got to place your shots as accurately as
below the waist.
Because when you start missing shots, your other players you're versing are going to start hitting you, and it's essentially just a game of a lot of accuracy as well. Can't afford to make any mistakes against good players because they're just going to take you out when you do. So
they're just like Sayer. He's the big problem. You make a mistake, he'll exploit it and make you pay. So you really can't afford to slip up against these top-notch players. They just wait for it.
It's essentially just a game. I liken it more to Halo than other games in the sense that your shots need to be as accurate as possible. But, you've also got your teamwork and such. So, yeah.
All right, thanks for that. Well,
very good, Aleks.
Moving.
Cheers.
Yes, well done. The next question directed at Roguey initially. Just heaps of like the non-Gears kind of players have come on the forums just saying they're struggling a bit with the game.
Yep.
Is there any reason why you think they're doing this, or is there a good way to combat that and get better other than just play more, basically?
Well, with Gears of War, you really got to look at it as a positional stance of game. In each area, there's a constant battle going on. You've got your battle for power weapons. You've got your battle for position. You've got your battle for a lot of... you've got a battle for just killing the other person. So when you're locked in a certain fight over a sniper rifle, you want to have the better positioning that maybe allows you to get a few extra shots off. Maybe you can get a teammate to come around the side and force the other team into a position that they don't want to be. A lot of teams need to know what are the spots they can go in, that they can shoot someone and not get shot, hide behind a wall where your gun's just poking out. A lot of those things just come through trial and error and a lot of practice. Like on Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 1, after playing these maps countless times, you'd know all the good spots to go to, where you can get shot from, where you can't get shot from, and then you eventually know, since once these spots are being discovered, you'll know where other people are going to go there, so you know to cut them off and don't let them go there. Like we can't let him get the high ground, so we have to make sure not to. Also, awareness is big. Like, you always have to have a constant awareness of what's going on. Like, for example, on maps like Gridlock, you have to make sure the other team gets the boom shot, but you also want to give Lancer support to your teammates. And if you take your eyes off a boom shot for 1 second, you pick up a weapon relatively quick, so someone can just quickly run in there, grab the weapon, and get out. So awareness is key. consistent accuracy. You always got to hit your shots, because if you miss your shot, there's the brief period of time where the other person, if they're more accurate, will get their shots. Like Aleks said, on-the-spot thinking and decision-making. Like, you can't just have a stalemate, because that's no fun. No one's going to win. You have to know when's the right time to push up, when someone's reloading, when someone's relocating, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the new players are also, not as adept with the dodging techniques, such as the wall bounce, the freight train, the strafing. Like, if someone's chasing you, you can chuck a roll backwards and get behind them, catch them off guard. Like, a lot of these things also just come with playing it, getting used to it, trying new things. Like, you might see some players who bounce all over the place and it doesn't necessarily work for them, but whatever they want to do, it lets them dodge the shots, keeps them moving fast. Then you've got the players that try to dodge the shots just by strafing, like make people think, oh, I'm going to go this way, then quickly walk to the left to dodge the shots just to get in close enough to get the fatal kill. Then you've got the perfect balance, what I find, the perfect balance between the hard aim and the blind fire. Now, this is one of the biggest things in a shotgun battle, because you got your blind fire, which gives you a little less accuracy but a lot more mobility. Then you've got hard aiming, which gives you a lot of accuracy but no mobility. You have to find the sweet spot in between your dodging to get off a nice, accurate shot that does a good amount of damage, but at the same time maintaining your mobility to avoid their shots.
Can you quick scope?
Quick scoping, yeah, it's pretty much like quick scoping, like quickly pressing the left trigger to bring up your gun a little bit more to get the direct shot. So yeah, go in with the sniper and just quick scope to your heart's content.
I was going to say also, actually, with your question being how non-Gears players, that was your question, I believe, has voiced their struggles with the game and whatnot. I like to think, and I'm loving the enthusiasm of how so many of them, giving this game a go, but that the round-based game types, like Warzone execution, as far as like decision-making and smarts are concerned, I like to think it's still similar to Call of Duty, like your search and destroy. I mean, you take out players in that, and there's going to be, you're going to be outnumbered or something, and you need to, as I said, fill the gaps of where your teammates have died, and you're going to get flanked or something. So I'm hoping that sort of like decision-making will serve COD players well in this.
Oh, definitely. Like, if they're used to playing in these constraints, they'll know what to do when a player gets taken out. It's nothing new to them.
And also,
I really hope to see a lot of players rise to the challenge.
As far as our tournaments are concerned, a lot of the Call of Duty players still have a lot more experience than us Gears players, because we really haven't had that big competition ever, really. We haven't played as much. You've got all your leagues already set up. They play a lot more. They practice a lot. So I think the general sorts of strategies and game types should come fairly naturally for them, hopefully.
From a COD perspective, I think the main difference is that your decisions weigh a lot more, and like it actually means a lot more what you do on the screen. As in COD, there's a lot more random, like, to get a kill, you don't actually have to be as more fine-tuned is like.
Yeah, fine-tune's good.
Your decisions mean a lot more, which I think is what most COD players struggle with. I played a bit of Gears 1, but not much. I'm doing alright on Gears 3.
1 second, I'll be right back, Aleks.
Just more decision-making, really, than COD is. Like,
yeah,
there's still the decision-making in COD, but it's much more important what you actually do in the game, learning the movement and everything.
I find the decision-making in Gears a little easier for myself, though. I remember when I played in my Modern Warfare 2 team, which was my only real taste of Call of Duty competition. Yeah. And I might give Modern Warfare 3 a little go as well, but I always got extremely, like, almost scared when you're last alive in a search and destroy game. Like, I feel way more confident on Gears of War. I'm not sure what that is, if that's just experience speaking or not, but yeah.
Just be experienced, I reckon. Yeah.
I think Gears, you have to be much more patient.
Some other thing.
Especially how you have to plan, or if you're planning the bomb or something, but you've got to watch so many different corners. You've got to watch for the guys, and you've got to watch to make sure it doesn't get diffused, and that a lot of things go through your head.
You can be way more random in COD, and it can pay off. I think in Gears you can't do that. your decisions have to be...
No, you really got to be precise.
They have to be actually, know what you're doing. If you run in and be random, you're not going to get a kill. You've got to
if you make a bad decision, and you die, it really impacts the flow of the game. So you have to be spot on. You got to also know what the other team's doing as well. You got to know their decision process as well. But also back to like what newer players can try out. Always have a good escape route, because a lot of things are, if you're losing a fight, you got to be able to get away. Like when I go into a shotgun battle, if they get a good first shot on me, I'm not going to engage. I'm going to get out of there and wait till I've got my health back. You always got to know a good escape route so you can't get lanced by their teammates, can't get shot, can't get stuck on walls, stuff like that. You always got to have an escape route. And like that, you always got to know when to fight and when to run.
Yeah, I was really bad at it. But once I just learn the very simple things, you just have to be very patient in situations, and especially what you said then about retreating is very important. I think a lot of COD players probably don't do that. They probably just go in, kill.
They love the challenge, don't they?
Yeah. Very important.
There's 3 of them. I've got them, don't worry.
Yeah.
Pretty much it, but...
I did want to mention quickly also, COD players relying on sound, liking to have good sound quality to do with footsteps and whatnot. What's good with Gears 3 is, most of you will have noticed regardless, is that the sound is quite good. Like, you can hear the roadie runs of players
much better than the last 2.
Yeah, you can hear
they've
quite
really...
That'll,
they've really
I'm sure that's welcome to everyone, but it sure is to me.
I actually have found myself using sound a lot in Gears 3.
Yeah, especially...
Yeah. It's especially when they creep up behind you and shit.
Maybe not so much in Team Deathmatch with a lot going on, but the round-based game type, especially when it's a one-on-one at the end of a round, really helps. So, yeah.
Yeah. We'll move on with the next question. The admin team, it's newly formed. It used to be just Deathly and Roguey, and now you got 2 more blokes, and Aleks and Midnight. How's it working out? How are discussions going with ladders and rule sets and shit like that?
As everyone's seen on the forums, very well actually. Yeah, we're doing our best to make sure this series ends in a bang, so to speak. It's the last one. We really want to make it have a real taste for as important as competition can get, on CyberGamer. So we want to make it big. We believe we've got the first version of our rule set nailed, more or less. And the ladders should be up and running in a few days, I believe, if that's correct. Or the first ladder, anyway.
Tuesday.
Yep.
So you Gears gamers can look forward to that.
Yeah, regarding the rule set, I also did want to say that people shouldn't be feel too worried about the overpowered starting weapons in clan matches. It's not just the retro and the hammerburst and the sword-off, but the Lancer is quite overpowered too. It's just really steady and really easy to use. I want to say maybe we don't need to worry that much about that, because Midnight, looking at the first rule set Midnight put up, he's placed all our favourite power weapons in appropriate places, like in appropriate spawns on each map from what I've seen. And that might actually alter how we play the game more. It might become, I'm hoping, more power weapon orientated and not so specifically on the Lancer and Nasher, although Nasher is fine.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely huge props to Midnight. He's done a great job on the weapon swaps and weapon spawns, and he really went over, fixed up his rules. He posted on the forums in a very easy manner for all of us to see, and he's done a really great job. So he's a much welcome addition to the team.
Yeah, Midnight, also, for those who know, he works quite closely with American pro teams as well. He's quite a businessman on an international level, so I'm sure he'll do really good things for our community as well, because he's one of the keenest people for this game I've seen, and he's got the experience as well.
Keenest.
He went to
like mustard.
He went to WCG for the first game, I believe. He's played for a long time. He's got a lot of experience, and I think he nailed our rule set as well. So yeah, generally speaking, the rule set and the ladders are going really well, and we hope everyone likes the first. Is it the XP execution ladder? We'll be putting up first.
Execution turbo ladder. Yep.
I hope everyone likes that and can forget that Warzone might be favourable over it because we do believe Execution will play better, although you might see a Warzone ladder as well. But yeah, we're doing well and should expect things to be running smoothly in a few days.
Well, what other reasons were there that say Execution was chosen over something like Warzone or TDM? Like, I know it has a lot to do with, say, lancering at the start, shit like that. People will just drop and die, whereas Execution, you'll be able to pick them up and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing. People need to... This was an early Gears of War, the first game, argument which came up fairly often back then as well, that Execution gives you another chance and therefore it's more of a noob game type or something, but it's really not true because, as a few of us have already stated, when you're downed, it makes your teammates relinquish their positions to go and heal you. So therefore, they're leaving more gaps for flanks and obtaining power weapons and etc.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just to add into that, I've been reading up a lot on what the Americans are doing with the game and their reasoning behind it. And it seems more like their main reasoning for it to be Execution is that they believe the main rifles were the Lancer, and whether or not the Hammerburst...
Yeah, the Lancer, Hammerburst, and Retro.
They think they're much more powerful than they were in the last games or something.
Yeah,
the
Lancer is so accurate. And it has such a deep
especially with active reload. It's insane.
Oh, man. It's like ridiculous.
But also because I think they want them to be more support weapons still. And if it's Warzone, you can just down people from a distance and kill them straight away. With Execution, it turns into more close combat. You actually have to get the shotgun out, and the rifles actually are support. They're not just used to be.
And even if when you down someone, that's like, sure, they're down, you can't kill them from afar, but it really breaks the team setup. They have to send one guy to revive him quickly, or they're going to leave him to get back up. So the other team loses very critical map.
For the rifles to actually be support weapons rather than just killing everyone with them, because it does make
it is. Well, you can imagine some of the maps, like say Mercy, for instance.
Yeah.
You do a rollout, look to your left, and you just start team
straight
shooting
away.
guys,
the fights begin.
Yeah, like if you had like 3 guys team shooting one person, it's pretty much just one person dead within like 5 seconds.
Yeah, like with good selection with the power weapons on our maps, I think that might actually change things a bit in the sense that, you're going to have like really overpowered Lancer, but with such like good and easy to use power weapons around, they might not be so much of a threat, you know what I mean? So we'll just see how it plays out. But we can't eliminate all the primary weapons, obviously, even though they are all overpowered apart from the Nasher. But got to do something about that. So hopefully a good rule set can just balance things out a bit more.
And also, like, a lot of people have been asking about Team Deathmatch and Warzone. We're constantly working on how to get Team Deathmatch in there, because with the respawns, Epic has only included you respawn at either of the spawns, so that could make a more dominant team just absolutely take control of the map and not allow the team to leave their spawn when they respawn. So
it's a really, I really enjoy Stadium's great for pub, but it always...
Yeah, I don't... Because we want something like a mosh pit ladder, like an Execution, a Team Deathmatch.
It'll be much more casual. If you apply a competitive mindset to TDM, it actually turns into a really boring load of crap.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is trying to work out the kinks. We're constantly reviewing it and working out the suitable maps and weapon spawns to get Team Deathmatch to a competitive, but also like a fun competitive, not super competitive level. Stuff where you can have your team and their team and fight, where it's not just like no one moves up because they don't want to lose control type of situation.
Ban Taunted from the ladder if you want that.
Yeah. Poor buggers. But just as a sneak peek, I guess, what maps have already been removed, if any?
What maps have been removed?
That should be Sandbar and Overpass.
Overpass.
Yeah.
Overpass it's on an angle. So we also feel it's not a very good map because once you get top control, you kind of control the rest of the map. But and Sandbar is just too big. It's
too big, and when you control when you control Digger or Boom, which is sort of the center top bit, on Sandbar, that can become
impossible to break.
Yeah, it's really hard to overtake, especially how to take back. especially when you're coming up from the staircases and there's just so many pillars and corners for people to hide against. It's really hard to take back control of that. And it's just the map's too big, as Rogue said. So
yeah, it's
not going to
not,
include that.
But every other map has been included and has weapon spawns listed, and hope we'll be seeing them in the ladder. So we hope everyone enjoys it. We're really looking forward to getting in there and playing a few games, moving up, moving down.
Hope people really stick with this as well.
Oh, definitely.
Just try not to smash COD people. There you go.
Well, I'm really hoping they just adapt.
Be nice.
I really enjoy the game. I don't think I'm not.
It's not like Gears is a hard game to play. Like once you get the hang of it, and once you really get a mindset.
Main difference is with COD, you can just sit down and play and be okay. But Gears has a steeper learning curve. I'm not going to say Gears is more skillful, but
it's a different.
Yeah, it's different. The harder. It's very hard to start the game when you first start. A lot harder.
Yeah. People say like I know a lot of people who say like COD is fairly easy to pick up, but like for one, I never really played any of them before Modern Warfare 2, and when it came to clan matches, I struggled quite a bit to get a kill. So it's really just experience, I think.
COD's a lot more top heavy, I'd say.
Someone like myself I've only ever bought Gears as a campaign sort of game, like because I really enjoy playing the campaign as a co-op. I've never ever really ventured into multiplayer, but I bought this one and I was like, I'm getting it solely for campaign again. And I started playing multiplayer, and I think probably like I've gotten to a level now where I think I can play on a steady level. But I think the biggest challenge to overcome is the actual mobility of the game, and the second thing is learning how to actually kill people. That's probably the second hardest thing, I think. Like, as in, like, for instance, as a COD player, you can pretty much one-shot people with particular weapons, sometimes with the lucky headshot or whatever. Like, there's a lot of luck involved in some of the ways you can kill people. Whereas Gears, you have to hit people for a certain amount of time with a particular weapon, or you need to get inside a certain range for it to become more effective.
Yeah, you've got to know when to shoot for the shot. I see a lot of COD players just sitting behind corners, and they'll go out, but they'll go straight out, and they'll just be aiming down sight, out in the open.
Gears of War combat is very positional based. So, like, you have to know, you get to the certain point where you know, like, oh, this shot will kill him, like at a certain range with the shotgun. You're like, and then you think to yourself, when you're thinking to yourself when you're running at a guy, you're like, I'll survive this shot from him. So during the period where he can't shoot, my next shot will kill him. So you eventually you pick up on that kind of stuff. But there's always the random occurrences where you get one shot downed or one shot blown away from ridiculous distance. That's where you throw your controller at the ground and storm out of the room angry.
Yeah.
Do that often?
Nah, not really. Just trying to associate. I know Alex.
We'll move on to the next.
A hot head.
Yeah, I rage quite a bit.
How can you not?
Screw that. Anyway, moving on.
With the next one, we know there's a really tight gap between the three main Xbox titles this year.
Yeah.
At least in a multiplayer sense, which is Gears, Battlefield 3, and Modern Warfare 3. What kind of things are you guys looking at for not exactly countering, but trying to garner some of the COD community, as well as the BF3 from CG over to it? Like, we've touched on some stuff, but we're going to be seeing other bigger things that will try and drag people over.
We understand a lot of people. Yeah, go on, Alex.
I didn't have much to say for this, actually. It's really, we're kind of limited to, what we can do, to change people's, they have their preferences. They're gonna, they like COD, they've liked it for so many years. Of course, they're gonna play that over Gears. But, I'm just hoping, like, bringing in leagues or, later on a pay-to-play competition with some, flashy prizes or something will be somewhat eye-catching to people to give it a really serious go and, not drop out when they, start versing the better teams and whatnot. But
we understand that a lot of people enjoy Call of Duty and it's their main game and main reason for coming on CyberGamer, but we also want them to think, hey, this game Gears, it's really good and it's really fun to play with my friends, just have a fun ladder but still take it kind of seriously. But yeah, we also appreciate people playing. That's why we want to have some prizes, because in the end, we want our players to want to win and get the reward get a reward for playing all the hours they put into it to be the best players they can be. So it's all about just getting the general interest and finding what the players like, just so they can keep playing.
I'd love to keep playing, but I just probably won't have the time, especially being CGI and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's going to attract a lot of COD players regardless. I know I'm playing it so
I hope
much.
so.
I'm playing it so much because it's actually really smooth. I think it's the most non-laggy game I've played on Xbox.
Yeah, Epic have done a great job, haven't they?
I'm on USB WA internet and I'm playing it like fine, like it's nothing. So it's great.
Yeah, some people have been hoping, like Gears players, been hoping this game could last for a few, maybe 2 years or something. But to be honest, I'm really happy for just one successful league competition, just with Invite or your main leagues or something like that. To just one of them, I'd be really happy with. That would make me satisfied in being a fan of this series and making this last game actually be successful for competition. So I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some leagues and tournaments up going for it. But
and I don't see why not. Like, there was still...
I think it'll get the support. It's a good enough game.
There wasn't a big community before Gears 3, but there was still some loyal Gears of War 2 players and Gears of War 1 players that they didn't play on the ladder because there was no real incentive to. But now that there's a huge interest, the game's out, everyone's talking about it. And once we can get the ladders will start up, people will start playing. And with the turbo ladder, just to go back to the question, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we really hope with a turbo ladder, people being able to play more matches a week, they can not just verse a good team, get shut out and not have another chance until a certain amount of time. They can verse, it's like, we lost to that team, but we beat these guys, so we're doing all right, let's keep playing.
Yeah, it opens up an opportunity, really. But moving on, this is just a personal question. How many people do you know use blue tack in Gears? 'Cause I've thought about it.
Okay. Some players used to do that in Gears 1. It was more of a Gears 1 thing, Gears of War 1. And I'd like to think it was more of a training wheel sort of thing that newer players did to think that, to center their shots. For blind firing with the shot in the snipe. I'm sure there are still some people who do try this on Gears 3, but I think the fad is more or less forgotten now. But yeah,
I tried it on Gears 1 and I didn't find it helped anything. I just got annoyed and thought it would ruin my screen, so I took it off.
Yeah, I'd never do it. It came up heaps in COD 5. Everyone started doing it then.
It would help, especially when you're a newer player, but when you start bursting, I don't know,
like you said,
players, it's kind of useless,
One of my friends still has a little piece of blue tack on the side of his screen back from Gears of War 1 when he used to do it.
That's dirty.
So funny. Yeah, that's... good times.
Have we got any questions for these guys from anyone else from the panel?
I think they've summed it up.
Yeah.
Did go well.
Yeah, we just hope...
The thing I'm really confused about is what game you guys talking about again?
It's Gears of War. It's by Bungie, and it's about Colonel Hoffman and I can't remember the guy from Call of Duty's name. Mason. That's it. I was thinking Stone. It's about Colonel Hoffman and Stone. They go to battle the Covenant, but meanwhile the Zerg are attacking their home planet. So it's really back and forth. Yeah, the Zerg from StarCraft are attacking the humans' planet. Meanwhile, they're tending to their gardens, so the Zerg are trying to kill their pinatas in the gardens. So you got to just stop them, pretty much, with a pinball machine.
Makes sense.
It's really
like a disgusting
look at it. I mean, come on, guys.
Final question: do you touch yourself at night?
Well, I wouldn't say I touch myself at night, but when I get a bit lonely, I like to go in a game by myself and get a full team of Anyas and just run around.
Leave that roll vibration.
And that Queen.
You don't get the Aussie accent. What about the Aussie?
Oh, Sam. I love it when they do that. Oh, Sam, she's great. A little too close to home for my liking, though.
Yeah, it's one of those exaggerated Australian accents.
I don't not
I
as
don't
bad
know
as
if you guys
the
played
Dead
Dead
Island one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dead Island.
Oh.
I haven't played that.
Oh,
Anyway,
every
thanks for
character has
talking.
a terrible Australian accent. Anyway,
Yeah, thanks for talking, guys.
I really
we'll move
appreciate
on
being
with
invited along.
the next
Yeah, no problem.
That's alright. Feel free to stick around and just throw in any random input or curse words as we keep going. Keep going. But we'll just bring up the Raz is going to have a bit of a chat to Katiee, and take it from here, Mr.
Yep, no
Raz.
worries. If you guys would like to purchase Gears of War on audiobook by Roguey and Aleks, I'm sure Mauseum will be happy to give you guys that.
Hey guys, just hit me up.
Oh, man.
Okay, alright, so we'll get stuck into it. So, Katiee, you've been sitting there pretty quiet, which is pretty awesome. But, okay, so we're talking about, like, what it's like to be a girl gamer and on CyberGamer, stuff like that. So, we'll start off with the questions. What is it that is appealing to you about games and CyberGamer?
Well, I just generally think they're fun to play, to be honest. Probably the same reason why everyone else plays games. It's just fun. It's a good way to fill your spare time, I guess, when you have nothing else to do. And about CyberGamer, well, it's pretty much fun, and the community is generally nice, from posting on the forums and playing CODs. It's just altogether a really good site to be in, and I've met some really nice people also along the way.
Awesome.
Talking about you, Raz.
Yeah, I know. What made you decide to take competitive gaming serious?
Well, back in the Call of Duty World at War days, which is my favourite COD, I was in a public lobby with this guy called Ticket, and he introduced me to CyberGamer. I really liked competitive gaming after that because, I don't know, I've always been a competitive person. I then got better and joined higher-up teams and then took gaming seriously, although now I don't really take gaming seriously, as I just play pubs and play Doritos Crash Course, and that's about it.
What's it like being on the other side of all the comments from the guys? Like, the questions like, best in Oz Kitchen and stuff like, why do girls have small feet so they can stand closer to the sink, stuff like that. All those random stuff that guys say on CyberGamer or even on, on an Xbox Live as well. Like, what's it like being on that side of it?
Well, depending on who it is, really. I mean, if it's a friend, I'd obviously say something back and mucking around with them, but if I join a public lobby on COD and like a guy saying, oh my god, it's a girl, let's say rudish comments, I sometimes just ignore them and even mute them, but other times I might say something back, because it's not like I'm never really going to talk to them again. But most of the time, I just brush things off. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's only Xbox, and Xbox is life, and I'm just playing for fun. And girls are entitled to play as much as guys are. So.
Yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. They call you a slut in the lobby, and then they message you saying, "Do you have any pics online?" Like, it's pretty.
Yeah, exactly. That's well,
generally, I don't have pics online, so.
Oh wow. Okay, so what do you think of the other girl gamers you know? There's not really a huge amount of them. There's only really most of the CyberGamer ones. I don't know if you know many of the people on Xbox Live, the girls that you talk to, but yeah, what are they like? What do you think of them?
Well, yeah, I know a few. Obviously, there's Britt, Chelsea, and Gypt. I think that's all I really know, to be honest. I know there's a few other on the PC side, but I don't know. I don't really talk to them. But I think Britt's really nice. Like, she's someone I can look up to. I know that sounds really geeky and gay, but it's just the fact that she doesn't...
It did.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the fact that, she can't take... Like, she doesn't take shit from anyone, and if someone gives her shit, she'll dish shit back out to them. So, yeah, and she's really nice. Like, she's always helped me. Like,
kind of scary.
I have, like,
no one should aspire to be anything like Britt.
It's all well and good to look up to her, but just don't become her.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I know I'll cop it for that, but it'll be worth it.
But Chelsea, I haven't really talked to her too much, but from what I hear, she's pretty nice, and she always stands up for herself in the forums. Like, she doesn't really care what anybody else thinks. And Gypt, I've never talked to her. I think I've talked to her once or twice. I know she does a lot for ACL, and I hear she's pretty good at COD, so I guess that's good. But yeah, there is not much girl gamers around, I guess. But
there's way more on PC.
Yeah.
You see a lot of chicks in COD that just don't go to the competitive side because they don't really give too much of a shit.
Yeah, that's true. I have seen like a few, but I never really, I don't know, I never really talk to girls on Xbox, to be honest. It's just weird. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. Do you get the feeling that they're all fighting for the attention of the guys?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, yeah.
Okay. All right. Do your friends play in real life? Like, do they play games or PC or console or?
Well, yeah, not many do though. I mean, most of my friends have never really played an Xbox in their life or PlayStation. But although my mate from school named Jesse, he's on CyberGamer, but he's on the PC side and he does not play at all. But other friends, I think, play the Wii and stuff, but that's about it. Like, none of them really play Xbox.
Yeah. Packets. Well, like, do you keep it a secret from them, or do they know that you play Xbox, or do they know that you're a CyberGamer admin now?
My best friend does, and my boyfriend, who's Jesse, showed him, which is really embarrassing. But yeah, they know I play Xbox. They don't really mind though. I mean, some other guys in my grade know that I play Xbox, and they always ask me in like math class, and I just like deny it because it's not that it's shameful. I don't know. It's just weird, and I don't want to really go on Xbox and talk to them because I don't know. They're just weird anyway. But
Do you escape place so you don't have to talk to them?
Yeah, that's actually exactly right.
There you go.
Yeah. I know it sounds a little harsh, but yeah, I just don't want people from school knowing how to play. I generally keep it a secret.
Yep. Alright, we'll finish it off with, did you have anything that you wanted to say to the boys?
Well, I don't really mind all the jokes. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's only Xbox and Xbox is life, and girls are entitled to play as much as guys, so it doesn't really bother me about the jokes and stuff.
Yep. Alright, awesome. I think your Arnold Schwarzenegger voice just failed then, miserably, Jared.
Voice breaking.
It doesn't work when you talk during it.
Yeah, here's your option, go dazzle us.
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach.
There you go.
Thank you for that, Twilife. Thanks for that, Katiee. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second to last thing, which was the finals predictions. And we're going to move through this a little bit quicker than we did last time. I'm going to direct these questions at Mauseum, Kritikal, and Katiee, and we'll do the predictions in that order. We'll start off with CGO. What do you guys think of Forsaken versus Astride?
I'm going to be honest here. I don't exactly know a lot about CGO or the lower league, but I will say...
If my CG didn't crash, I'd have slightly more knowledge.
What?
My CG just crashed.
I'm not even sure.
Okay.
So I'll judge off their name. Which I've forgotten already.
So it was Forsaken versus Astride.
I'm going to go for
Forsaken. Yeah, Forsaken sounds how you swear up, to be honest.
Yep, alright.
They sound like they've got some skill in that team.
What about you, Katiee?
Well, yeah, even though I've only played CGO, I don't really follow it. If I follow any leagues, it'll probably be CGI and CGG. Reports for that.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Forsaken, just because I think
Forsaken.
Forsaken going to take it out. Alright, what about Epidemic versus Bundo's Beast Mode?
If you're in Bundo's team, you're going to lose, so we'll go to the other team.
Yeah, I think Epidemic going to win that one as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Pretty good record for the season there.
Yeah, not doing too bad.
They're also tips more.
Yeah.
So, my greater knowledge.
What about Thunder versus the Rising? We all know the Rising boys are very popular with their forum trash talk, but what's the tip for those ones?
Definitely Thunder. Just going to put that out there.
Thunder to take it?
That sounds pretty biased.
Underdog.
No, it's not biased. I don't know.
Oh, she's landing quickly. Alright, so we'll move on to Genesis versus Mario Party. Now, Mario Party sounds pretty fun, but yeah.
That reminds me, if I may butt in, actually, I used to be in a
No, you may not.
a brief Gears War team named Mario Party. I don't know if this is the same guys, probably not, but interesting. I'll go with them.
Awesome.
I'm going to go with Genesis, looking at the record.
Thanks for that, Alex. That was great, man. Really. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah.
I felt like he rose the level of the podcast then with that.
Yep.
An extra couple of Mario Party. Back
The
in
Mario Party guy.
Everyone did.
Win that one.
I used to love playing that game where you'd be on that island in the water and you'd be bouncing on those balls.
Yeah. I think I broke like several controls playing Mario Party.
Yeah.
You just destroyed the stick.
Alright, well that pretty much, that destroyed the stick. Good job. We'll wrap it up with CGO, as we don't actually really know too much about those teams, as we haven't been following it much, but...
I'll learn next time.
We will.
I'll do my research.
We'll start off next with CGD. So we've got Impact versus Demise. Kritikal, what's your vote?
You're going to have to go with Impact here. I mean, I haven't lost all season.
Yeah.
We've got a 2/2 ratio for winning round. So, yeah.
Alright, Moors?
Yeah, I think I've recently scrimmed both of those teams, and they both pretty much put up the same similar fight, but I know Impact will pretty much just dominate them.
Yeah. And Katiee?
Well, yeah, Impact definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure they flogged CI 16-3 on grid. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure, they're going to win, definitely. And they haven't lost all season, like Critical said, so...
Yeah. Alright, well then we've got the other game is Audacity Team 2 versus Volume. Crit, what's your tip?
Yeah, definitely Audacity's got my favourite host in their team, Deadpool. Yeah.
Moors?
It's difficult because I had a lot of confidence in Cruelty Incarnate, but after last week they might have a bit of a moral dilemma coming into another game, winning 3 rounds last week. But then again, just their stats are slightly higher, but they both did finish on 5 and 2, so I think it'll be a lot better game.
Yeah. Katiee?
It's going to be a really close game, but I'm just going to have to go with Volume, even though, I don't know, like, CIS got smashed, and I just don't think they'll pull out with a win.
Yeah. Alright, we'll move up a notch onto CGA, and we've got Proximity Team 2 versus Paradox. What's your tip, Crit?
Yeah,
Paradox.
Nah, has to be Proximity.
Yeah.
Go Proximity.
I think they'll win quite easily.
Moors?
Yeah, pretty much the same. The tips are 90 to 10. I know the tips don't always say all, but they did finish the season almost undefeated. They've only lost 1 game, and Prox just sitting on 4th. Didn't look like, in the end, that was that division that there was a few teams fighting for that 4th spot, so unlucky to one-shot kill, but I think Paradox will probably take it pretty hard in the first round.
Yeah. And Katiee?
Yeah, definitely Proximity, just because, pretty much I agree with the others, and I don't really follow CGA as much as I should.
Alright, we'll move on to the next game, which is Exclusive versus Afterlife. Crit?
I'm going to go with Afterlife in this one. I really like the guys, actually. I've screened them quite a bit. They actually take a lot of rounds off us. That always happens with lower speed teams, actually. But, I think they're going to win.
Moors?
I'm just not going for Exclusive because they stole all of our team's gamer tags. So, go... What's the other team? Afterlife? Afterlife?
They what?
What
did they do?
They all have our old recent... They've all got, like... they changed their gamer tags to, like, Mauseum V, Scribbles, and all this shit after we changed our names.
Yeah, we've got some pretty cool people stealing our names at the moment.
Yeah, so... go Afterlife. Just dominate it.
Yeah. Katiee, your tip?
Well, I was going to say Exclusive, but that is pretty dog what they did. But, like I said earlier, I don't really follow CGA, but probably Afterlife, I guess.
Yep, so we'll move on to CGM now. There is Carnage versus Ball 5. Crit?
Yeah, definitely Carnage. Very strong team, solid team. I hope they stick together for MW3. There's definitely some good players in there.
Yep, Moors?
They've obviously had a good season.
Yeah, I have to say the same. I think Carnage were probably one of the teams that were pretty stiff not to make CGI, but I'm pretty sure they were a newly formed team, which was given the admin choice a little bit of difficulty. But then there obviously was the problem with exposure, like having that a lot of roster changes just as the season started. It's already locked in. But yeah, definitely Carnage.
Katie?
Yeah, Carnage definitely. They won last week against Sick Gaming, so I'm sure they'll have a lot of confidence. But yeah, definitely them.
Get him, Carnage.
We've got the second game is Shit or Superheroes in Training versus Audacity Team 1. Crit?
Yeah, not too sure about this one. We scrim.
They're pretty shit.
Scrim the taunted team a few times.
Yeah, best joke.
I don't think we've even scrimmed the other team. I'm not really sure. I guess you'd have to go with them because they're higher. But I don't actually know.
Moors?
I'm going to go with Audacity with this one. I know, just having a look at their lineup, they've got a few players in there that are actually surprisingly decent. I know they did a good job last season. I'm not sure who they played in the final, but it was one of the tournament teams, obviously, because they're bloody everywhere. And they actually put up a really good fight, and they probably should have won, except they choked on the third map. They could have had a 3-0 victory, but I reckon they'll do well in these finals. So I'm going for Audacity.
And Katie?
Yeah, Superheroes in Training. They've absolutely flogged Proximity. Well, not absolutely flogged, but yeah, they won against them. So I think, like I said in the last one, their confidence will be really strong. So, yeah.
Actually, looking at it, I've changed my mind. I think Audacity might win. They nearly beat.
Yeah,
Carnage.
Audacity, get him.
They nearly beat Carnage on Crack. Crack's the first map. Crack's very important.
Best input.
They also beat Proximity on Hanoi. So yeah.
Awesome. And the last one, probably the most important one, is CGI. We've got Archaic MSI versus 5 Down. That's Tornad's 5 Down. Crit, what's your tip?
Archaic will win fairly easily.
Easily, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think they'll...
Why?
I don't... I think Tornad is kind of on the downside at the moment. Not sure why. They haven't been playing that well lately. I'm not sure. I think Archaic will just easily win those Crackdown Havana. Havana is probably one of the better maps, from what I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moors?
Being an Archaic, I don't think it's going to be one of our easiest games. I know our prep's been pretty crappy with Gears of War coming out and a couple of our players not getting off the game. But 5 Down last week surprisingly didn't put up too much of a fight against us. We thought they'd be a lot better. Then again, they do say Grid's their worst map, but, doesn't really take in too much of account. I believe they still should have done a lot better than they did. But hopefully it should be a close game. I'm obviously hoping that my team wins, but it'll still be close, I reckon.
Yep. Katie?
Definitely Archaic. I mean, they've recently just flown over to LA and competed in the COD S&D event, so yeah, definitely them. Not unfortunately, but it's unfortunate for 5 Down, I believe.
Strength and conditioning training over in LA will help us.
Oh, good. Okay, then the last game is Mind Freak versus Malice. So, Crit, give us your biased opinion.
Oh, yeah, we're going to win, I think. Yeah. No, I'm pretty confident. We're playing pretty well, in fact, at the moment. So, our prep's not the greatest, as Moz said. Half our team's been on Gears as well. Zeke and Fergie, pretty much Gears players.
Fucking Gears.
I've been on it too, so my fault. But yeah, I'm liking Cracks now. I never used to, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Anymore. And Havana, yeah, I think we're a lot better at it than we used to be. So I think we'll win in 2 maps, to be honest. But Malice obviously are very good. I'm not gonna rule them out completely. We're pretty good at losing.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone is, except for Archaic. But yeah, Moors, what's your tip?
I'm going to go Mind Freak. It's going to be surprising to see how Taunted go. Sorry, not Taunted. Bloody Malice go with all their inexperienced finals players. Like Goose is pretty much the only one in there. He's got a lot of experience. But yeah, I'm guessing Mind Freak.
It'd be interesting who actually plays.
Yeah. But I think Malice probably won't let them down. They'll put up a pretty good fight, but I still think Mind Freak will probably take it 2-0.
Yeah. And Katie?
Yeah, definitely Mind Freak. Yeah, but like Mauseum said, it should be a pretty close game, and yeah, I'm sure Mouse will put up a pretty good fight.
Yep. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up the predictions, and good luck to everyone who's participating in finals as well, as we all look to finish off, as we all look to finish Black Ops off with a bang. Okay, so we're moving to the last section of this podcast, which is Q&A, which is all the questions that the people will put down on my questions for the podcast video I put up during the week. If you want to participate in this for the next one, all you need to do is post the comment on the video that I upload, and you need to subscribe to the CyberGamer channel, and you need to give the thumbs up to this particular podcast, and we'll look at your comment and we'll discuss it in here. So basically, we've got the first one from O'Billy, which I believe is Bunda. These are all YouTube names, guys. So, so you might not know exactly who they are, but I wasn't going to go through and find out who they were. First question is obvious because we just spent an hour talking about Gears of War, but do you see Gears of War 3 taking off competitively? I'm sure we'll let Moores answer this one, actually.
Go for it, man.
Don't even know. What were they talking about before? I don't even fucking know. No, I don't know. It seems like they've done a good job trying to balance out the rule set and taking the custom of what people's opinions are. And I think it was Crit saying that he had a look. I know Crit doesn't have any kind of influence about the rule set.
Oh yeah, but what they're doing is right. My point.
Yeah.
Of course, what we're doing is right.
If it's approved by Crit, it's approved by everyone, I guess.
Indeed.
So.
It's the general consensus.
Hopefully it'll take off. I'll still be playing StarCraft, so I won't be giving a shit about the Gears of War ladder. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Beautiful ladder.
The next question from O'Billy, which there's a lot of questions directed at Twilife and how he pulls girls and stuff, so we'll be looking for... This will be pretty interesting what comes up, but...
Twilife, man.
How did you become so hot? So please inform Billy.
I stood next to a fire.
Man, that's priceless.
Alright, next question is from Mercury. Aside from the podcast, what direction is the YouTube channel heading towards, and what new stuff can we expect in the next couple of months? Well, pretty much I outlined that earlier on. Basically, we're aiming for partnership. We want you guys to support the channel as much as we can, and we're going to be getting out as much commentated footage and lots of different varying footage as we can, so that pretty much sums that one up. Next one is from Oeki, which is, in Modern Warfare 3 Minicomp, are all top 8 teams competing, or is it just the ones that do well in finals? So I direct that at Twilife.
It won't be a guaranteed all top 8 are playing. It's pretty much... I can't say we've completely outlined exactly how it's going to run, just because it also depends on the kinds of teams that transfer over from Black Ops to Modern Warfare 3. Like, we'll see at the end of the leagues there might be 12 teams that completely disband because they went shit, which unfortunately happens. But we don't really have a definitive answer for that. It could be top 2 teams in CGO go through. It could be the top 20 or something if everyone decides to explode or whatever. But yeah.
We've got a set of questions from Infiltrator. So I'll ask you guys as individuals, so not everyone respond to these, but this one's for Moores. If you could visit yourself 10 years ago, what is the one thing you would say?
Oh, I was obviously a chin back then. And I didn't realise it.
Awesome. Okay, Katiee, who is your celebrity crush?
Definitely Michael C. Hall, who is the lead player of Dexter.
I love Dexter.
You guys have probably all seen my CG picture in my forum.
I just finished watching Series 5.
Yeah.
Oh, and I watched episode 1 of Season 6 yesterday because it got leaked, and it's so good. I'm so excited for the next episode.
Quick, shut her up. Next
okay, so Katie's getting some ladywood, but anyway, number 3 was, if you could take 3 things onto an island, what would they be and why? And I'm sure Roguey would come up with an awesome comment for this, so go ahead, mate.
Well, if I was to take 3 things on an 3 things on an island, I'd take Gears, I'll take and I'll take a war. You know, just to keep it
How do you play
stylish.
those games if you don't have the console, etc.?
No, I'm not playing games, I'll just take the objects. Imagination, yeah. I would sit there looking at the water.
Wouldn't take that long to lose your sanity, so that's alright.
You can play Frisbee with the disc.
What sanity?
There's a small hole in the middle so you can fuck or something. But yeah.
We just
let's be modest here. A large hole.
Twilife, we haven't got to your questions yet, mate. Just keep it to yourself, all right?
Live.
Okay, so next question. This one's for Critical. Who is the one person on Xbox that you'd want to kick in the balls?
This is a very obvious choice, and I'm sure everyone's going to see it coming. I think it's just going to have to be Days. My lovely team member.
Oh, gosh, he's going to
Who
love
I've
that.
yet to meet. He dodges land. No, that's a bit mean.
Then we'll ask Alex, what's the one song you wish you could play on an instrument? If he's there?
Wait, Alex.
He's very back.
Oh,
He's in deep thought.
Okay, alright, well, I'll put myself down for that one. Probably, I'd have to say maybe Swing Life Away by Rise Against on acoustic guitar. That would probably be my favourite. And Twilife, I'll let you answer this one. Describe razmac in one word.
Fuck.
Fuck, that's a good one. That's because I say fuck all the time. This question's from Katiee, and I would like to answer this one. It is, how does Twilife pull all the girls? Well, I think it starts off by entering into an EB Games store and talking to the girl in the cash register that has about 600 piercings and coloured hair. So unless you would like to debate that, Twilife, go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it.
Where's his CyberGamer shirt with his head admin name tag?
I got my little siege lanyard and got my fake Disney tattoos.
Way ahead.
That's how it works.
We've got a question from Epic Fail Montages. Can you unban Wisdom? Twilife, can we? Wisdom.
Next. I don't know.
What did he do? I don't remember what he did.
Oh, well, we just banned him because we didn't like him. BL. No. I'm sure there's a reason. None of us really know, but yeah, there's a reason.
Let's just go negative.
Negative? Alright. Question to all the COD people. Did you guys enjoy competitive Modern Warfare 2?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
The sniper was a good as.
Did you enjoy competitive Modern Warfare 2?
No.
It was pretty good. I went to a LAN for it, like the Go Solid LAN in Melbourne. We had a bit of fun there. Got to see some friends over Xbox Live. It was a good fun. Yeah,
really? What was your
better
team's
than
name?
Black Ops, in my opinion. What was it? Dark-Sided? No. Was it Dark-Sided? I think it was Dark-Sided.
Yeah, I was there. I was in the team.
Yeah, I was the guy screaming at the TV.
You guys only had, you guys had some online people there.
Yeah,
Jen did fuck up.
Because a few people did show, so we had to get one of our friends.
Yeah, we noticed.
That's nice.
Yeah, like I flew all the way to Melbourne, and my team didn't even show up.
Yeah, because you're in my room. It was us and Malice and you guys in the same room.
Yeah, and
was
Alex was actually there as well. Like, funny story. Alex was there, and I didn't even know who he was at the time. So yeah,
he can't comment. Still BRB. He's sorting out playing gears.
Still in deep thought.
Alright, well, we'll move on with the next question. This one's from Scaffer. What do you consider when creating rule sets for the ladders? Do you ever compare them to MLG ladders or the global rule sets? And also, why aren't I ever accepted to be a ref? I'm not happy.
Because you're a chin.
There we go, you've just been answered. I'll answer this one. We look at what MLG do, and then we laugh at it. But yeah, like in terms of 4v4 rule sets, we do look at what they do, but then we take out a lot of the stuff that they allow. So we do consider what they do, but we never really consider to stay exactly 100% what they're doing. We'll try and follow their game modes, which generally they're pretty on the money with those, but in terms of the actual rule sets and restrictions, no.
I think it'll be much easier to follow them in NW3.
Probably.
And they're starting to actually make some decent choices towards the end of Black Ops.
For all the boys.
Yes, indeed.
Next question's from Fallen. He's basically just asking us to shine light on all of the admins, but we've pretty much covered that early before. So if you want to find that answer full, just go and listen to the CG update section, and that pretty much answers it. Next question was from the Reborn. What would be some tips for gamers trying to get into the competitive scene? Mauseum, take it away.
What, like COD or before?
Well, he said, what would be some tips for gamers trying to get into the competitive scene? So anything, I guess.
The number one tip that I don't approve of, and I'm guessing a lot of people don't approve of, is deriding. It actually annoys the shit out of me. You've watched people like, for example, MLG Stiffler every time. I don't know if any people looked at any of the Malice threads. He was just all over those Malice threads, and everyone was like saying that he was the biggest fanboy and he was going to get like a Malice shirt and all this stupid shit.
Never try to be noticed.
Yeah, the way you generally would get noticed is you'd have to be playing a lot of pugs, and you'd have to have some friends in high places, but you don't necessarily have to be up their ass 24/7, because I know a lot of people. I'm sure Crit, being a captain of a higher ranked team, know a lot of people that just constantly up your ass and sending you stupid PMs, and you just want to delete them every single time they come into your party or something like that. So don't do that.
Indeed.
Kritikal, do you have any tips?
It's kind of a hard question, really, because I've been around since the start, and it's sort of all just built up, and I never had to progress from, CGO to CGI and that. Especially probably a better question for someone who did do that, which we don't have here. But I guess you have to just keep playing and try and find a team that's stable is the main problem.
I think that's the thing with a lot of people. They think they're a lot better than the people in their team, and then they're just like, oh yeah, I'll just piss off and leave this team. So there's a lot of there's also clan hoppers as well. Like everyone knows the usual suspects. Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's why the reason that the top of the leagues is so far ahead in comparison to the rest.
Is it still going?
Welcome back, Alex.
Good
your fans question asked you all these questions about Gears, and you weren't there. So.
Oh, really? I thought that was about
We're going to have, the worst fan base now.
You just lost 100 views. Everyone's going to unlike it.
Yeah, no one's going to even like it. They're going to be like, oh, I'm here to listen to the Alex answer the fan question. Not there.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, you're going to get egged at your house tonight anyway, if anyone knows where you live. But yeah, the last questions were from Exerval. I'll ask this to Twilife. What are your main goals for the Xbox community on CyberGamer?
To be less COD-orientated, basically.
That's a good answer.
I think I said in the last podcast,
that's an excellent
COD is like 98 or 99% of CG, which I appreciate that it's such a big game and easy to get into, but we just need the community to be a bit more diverse, and I guess just accepting of other games and any other players or communities who might come in and just say, I want to play Battlefield, Battlefield's awesome. You don't just try and give them shit and just say go play COD or something like that. But
to be honest,
yeah, I'd say our main aim is to, but main thing is just try and spread the kind of percentages we have for people in the actual what their game sections are.
I'll ask this to someone who is older in the admin team and some of the new people. Twilife, I'll start with you. What keeps you motivated to work hard for the community?
I don't work hard.
I know that very much so, that's why I asked you. Katiee, you're new. What motivates you to get to where you are, other than powers?
Well, basically just to make CyberGamer a better community altogether. I know that's pretty cliche, but I don't know. It's just fun, it's a good hobby, I guess, and it's good to get rid of your free time. But altogether just to make CyberGamer a better community.
And I'll ask one of the Gears of War boys who just did an audiobook before. I'll start off with Roguey. What motivates you with, to be able to give more back to the community?
I just love Gears of War. It's what got me into gaming. It's where I've made a lot of my friends and a lot of my enemies. It's just a really fun game, and I love to give the community a nice place to go and voice their opinions. I like them to play their games on the ladder, and if they have a dispute, for it to be quickly resolved, all that kind of stuff. It's just really rewarding, especially now, to see the ladder, to see the forums bustling with activity, everyone displaying their views and mannerly disagreeing. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, you may have, but the Gears of War forums is, very hate-oriented, a few of them. Like, a lot of players hate each other a lot and disagree with each other's views, and a lot of flaming goes on there. But with a lot of the more experienced and veteran COD players coming along, it's really cleaned up. The Gears players, I think they feel like they need to prove themselves in a way, so they're all being on their best behaviour.
Yep.
But no, it's good. It's good to see it.
Definitely the most active non-COD forum.
Yeah, it's Year 3 came out, everyone's posting like a new thread each day. Yeah, definitely. But no, I just really like going on CyberGamer, looking at the forums, seeing everyone talking. It's just really fun.
And what about you, Alex?
What was the question? That was what
keeps you motivated for, like, to do more for the community?
Generally just, so to speak, missing out on the past 2 games, like its full potential. As I mentioned in my introduction, I think I came along during the later days of Gears of War 1, and the second game really didn't have much going for it. So I'm just really motivated now because I'm such a fan of the series to set, this is by far the best game probably now. But I just really want it to take off, and I want to do as much as I can for the community where I have the time to just make sure it succeeds.
Yep, awesome. And the last question, which I'll let Twilife and myself answer, would you be more motivated to work harder if you had financial benefits? COD admins get free premium, etc., or like some form of payment?
What the? We don't get that.
I said, would you be more motivated?
That was an example. Like, no one apart from the site owners gets any revenue from the site, or any profit, I guess. But I don't know, if I got, say, free premium, I wouldn't be more motivated because I don't really care about having premium or not. Like, the only way I'd get more motivated is if it ended up paying, like, some of my bills each month or something like that. Like, if it's just a meager amount of money, I probably wouldn't find much more motivation, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, like, even for myself, like, I agree. Like, if they were to, I know we've protested on a few COD admin threads, like writing COD admins should get free premium and stuff. But at the end of the day, even I've got premium, and I have personally no use for it myself. I know a lot of people do though, with like the challenge updates and that, if they don't have regular access to a computer to see that. But there are some benefits from it, but I personally wouldn't see the value myself. It does not recuperate the amount of time and the people that you have to put up with, so to speak. If I was actually getting some sort of financial benefit from it on a regular basis, then hell yeah, I'd put more time into it, but it's not something that motivates me to do it. It would just kind of be like a benefit, really, but the only way you would ever put more time into it is if it was your full-time job and you got a regular salary for it that was enough to support you, which it would probably never get to. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on that. Kritikal, you've been an admin for a long time.
Yeah.
On and off. Like, what do you think of that?
Of course, it would be, like, would motivate you if you got something, I mean, more so than just free premium, but that not going to happen, so not really worth considering. I have stepped down from admin once, and I don't do much anymore. I'm definitely more an advising person now. I definitely probably burnt myself out doing a lot of work for CG, because you do sink a lot of time into it. You don't get much back, but it's good to see how far the community's come. It probably might motivate me more if the community got behind everything a bit more, as previously mentioned, like the YouTube side. We need more likes, more views. Should be easy for this community to do. We have so many active people on the Xbox side, but they need to give back themselves as well. And I think
Basically, the sooner everyone supports it, the sooner I can start getting paid.
Once I see that, I'd be more motivated.
I should have covered that and the importance of liking videos. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. I think we've just clocked 2 hours. We did not expect that. But yeah, so I hope you guys actually listened to a fair bit of it, as there's a lot of awesome information in here. But pretty much that wraps it up. So let's all say goodbye, guys. So bye.
See ya, ladies.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to the audio book. Available on stores.
I demand be followed on Twitter. Thank you.
Wait, Twilife, you got to play that cookies one. Play the cookies one.
Who told you you can eat my cookies? Put that cookie down now!
Awesome. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like it and subscribe. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.